I designed 3 Star Wars sets on 3 different movies LEGO will probably never make. Let's check them out. Sup y'all, and welcome back to another video, or just welcome if you're new here. Thank you for clicking on the video. In today's video, I will showcase 3 mocks / ideas for sets LEGO will most likely never make. Never say never, but considering the scenes these sets are depicting, it is highly unlikely. The sets are all based on different movies, but do share something amongst each other. Now, if this video performs exceptionally well, then I will consider making this a recurring series on the channel. I already have an idea for what the second episode could be, so if you want to see that, then be sure to like the video, comment below your favorite build in the video, and even give me ideas for sets to make in the future, as well as subscribe to the channel, look at the graph, the numbers are going up, so thank you all for watching, it truly means the most, and so, without further ado, let's take a look at set numero uno. We shall be taking a look at the sets in chronological order of the scenes taking place, so we'll be starting off with this set based on the scene where Anakin proceeds to commit redacted. Now, LEGO actually made a set which is kind of based on this scene back in 2002 with set 7113 Tusken Raider Encounter. That set included Anakin with his speeder as well as 2 Tusken Raiders. I have expanded that idea further by including a full Urtia and Anakin's mother, Shmi Skywalker. Let's start by taking a quick look at the figures. The first figure we have here is Anakin Skywalker in his episode 2 outfit with an added brown cape. This figure was included in 2 sets back in 2013 and 2015 respectively, and goes for a pretty penny nowadays, so a re-release would be quite welcome. Next we have 2 Tusken Raiders. They are identical and can be found in a few sets, most recently in the 2021 Advent Calendar. Fourth and final figure is Shmi Skywalker, who is a custom figure I made specifically for this set. She uses Professor McGonagall's head and Dobby's torso from the newer Harry Potter sets. Her hairpiece is a mid-length dark brown and her legs are just plain tan. I think she turned out pretty good considering she was a very late addition to the set. Now let's take a look at probably my favorite build of this entire video, Anakin's speeder, the Zephyr G Swoop. Now this was a tough thing to design, since in universe the speeder is quite small, so it ended up being a bit oversized, but this was the best I think I could do with getting all the details in it. There's specifically one detail I'd like to highlight, and it's the use of these string pieces for the pipes going from the back to the front. I initially tried to get this done using different bar pieces until I realized that these string pieces were perfect for it. Now let's take a look at the Urtia. Now LEGO actually made one of these in the Mandalorian set 75299, Trouble in Tatooine, but the one in that set, let's be honest, is...
Wow. Wow. It's actually quite bad.
My design, however, is still heavily inspired by that design, using the hinge blades to create the circular shape. On the outside of the Urtia can be found multiple different sacks and bags, as well as a small campfire. On the inside can be found a fire pit, and the structure Shmi Skywalker was switched into, as well as a crate dragon pearl represented by a light blue gem piece. Now why would LEGO not make this set? Well, firstly, a character is being tortured, even though not on screen, it is still heavily implied, and also, well, this.
They're dead. Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too. They're like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them!
Now this is probably the most likely of these sets to actually be made, with the caveat of removing Shmi from the set and replacing her with another Tusken Raider. Because, well, alien genocide is A-OK. Let's check out set number 2. Now this is a set based on a location a lot of LEGO Star Wars fans have been waiting for a while now, but LEGO has never made to this day. The Jedi Council Room. Now, because of the nature of this video, you probably realize what scene I based it on. Let's start again by taking a look at the figures. First, we have Anakin in his episode 3 attire with a cape and hood. I'm using the 2014 Inceptor Anakin since that's the only episode 3 Anakin I own, but really it should be one of the Sith Anakin figures with the yellow eyes. The second figure is the first of the Padawans, and this guy is based on the kid that says, "Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?" I built him using Chase McCain's hairpiece, young Ron Weasley's head, Obi-Wan's torso from Grievous' wheelbike, but any tan Jedi robes will work, and white short legs. The third fig is the female Padawan in the brown robes, this girl right here. I built her using a blonde ponytail hairpiece, young Hermione's head from a multitude of sets, Padawan Anakin's torso from 2002, which you can also replace with basically any brown Jedi robes, and a pair of black short legs. The fourth and final figure is based on this kid in the dark tan robes. He is built with this kid face I stole from this figure, a black combed hair, and I'm using Saz Lee's torso since I have two of her, but just like the last two figures, you can really use any dark tan Jedi torso, and finally a regular brown short legs. Let's take a look at the build now. The room is built with a similar technique as the Urtia, using hinge plates to get the circular shape. It includes a doorway and some of the pillar/wall detail that surrounds the entire council room. The large windows are simulated by the large gaps between the doorway and the pillars, stopping off nicely with a long flex tube. The floor detail is captured by using 4 4x4 nougat quarter round plates and a 4x4 dark red round plate, with the outside of the ring built with reddish brown wedge plates. I omitted the finer details of the floor pattern due to the small size of this mock. And finally, there are 5 chairs encircling the room. I built them in 3 different styles: the regular one, which is used by most of the council, like Mace Windu, the small round one, used for example by Yoda, and the one with tubular armrests, used for example by Plo Koon. These guys are easily my favorite part of this mock. Now the reason why this set would never be made by LEGO is quite obvious, but someone less demented than me could easily use this as a Jedi Council room, which in my opinion should be a set LEGO should make, if not a full Jedi temple. Let's move on to the third and final set. Now have you noticed the shared detail amongst all these sets? Well, it's of course the main man himself, Darth V, aka Anakin Skystrider. The final set is based on one of the best scenes we've ever gotten from Disney Star Wars, the Darth Vader hallway fight from Rogue One. The figure selection is very simple, with the most recent variant of Darth Vader with his printed arms and 3 identical Rebel fleet troopers. Now one of these guys is not like the others, and that's because I only have 2 of the new style Rebel fleet boys, but I figured the set should include at least 3 of them. Now the build of the set is quite simple, and I actually made it as a diorama set. It's just a single wall that is leaning in, just like in the movie, with the tops and bottoms of these slanted segments rounded off with some 1x2 cheese slopes. In the notches between, I have added some red 1x1 tiles to simulate the lighting in the scene. Near the end of the corridor is a doorway, just like in the movie, which can be opened and closed, through which you can hand the Death Star plans and get them to safety. There's nothing much else to say about this set beyond that, and it's personally my least favorite build in the video, but I am still happy about the way it turned out. Now, beyond the mass murder of a bunch of Rebel troopers, the reason LEGO will probably never make this set is because it's not based on a mainline movie, and they rarely do anything to tie into the films and TV outside of the original trilogy and less so the prequels after the initial few sets tied in with their release. Rogue One came out over 6 years ago, and it's highly unlikely we'll ever see sets based on it ever again. And those were 3 sets based on scenes LEGO will probably never make. Tell me what you thought about them in the comments below, as well as let me know if you wish to see a tutorial for any of the builds. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It would mean the most, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned. Bye!